Today let's take up the lesson Partnership Fundamentals, and let's do the topic of guarantee to a partner. Now when we say guarantee to a partner, it means that a minimum amount is guaranteed to a partner. So if a partner is admitted or an existing partner is there and a minimum amount is guaranteed to him, then he is bound to get that minimum amount. Now that guaranteed amount shall be given to him if his share of profit is lower than the guaranteed amount, and whatever is the deficit that will be borne by the other partners in some ratio which they have agreed upon. If they haven't agreed upon any ratio, then it will be shared in the old profit sharing ratio. At times the deficit may be borne by a single partner also. So if one partner decides to bear all the deficit, that can also be done, or else all the partners share the deficit. Now if the actual share of the profit is more than the guaranteed amount, in that case he will get the actual share of profits. So the guaranteed amount or the actual share of profit, whichever is higher, is paid to the partner. This is what you should remember, right? So if the actual share of profit is less than the guaranteed amount, then the deficit will be borne by the other partners. Now let's take a small question here. Preet and Kamal were partners, sharing profits and losses equally. Rohan was admitted for 1/5 share and was guaranteed that his share of profit will not be less than rupees 20,000, right? It was further agreed that the excess payable to Rohan over his share will be borne by them in the ratio of 3:2. The total profit of the firm was rupees 50,000 for the year ended 31st December 2011. Now this is the agreed ratio in which they will be sharing the deficit, and the guaranteed amount to Rohan is 20,000. Okay. Now first of all, let's see what calculations we have to do in this. Now it has been given that the profit for the firm is equal to 50,000. So this means this profit is to be distributed among all the partners, right? Now Rohan's share is 1/5. Okay, so 1/5 of 50,000 will come to 10,000. So this is the actual share of Rohan. Okay, whereas the guaranteed amount is how much? The guaranteed amount is 20,000. So there is a deficit of rupees 10,000, which will be shared by Preet and Kamal in the ratio of 3:2. Okay. Now this 50,000 that I have put here this one. Now out of that 50,000, 10,000 goes to Rohan, right? Now what is the remaining? The remaining is rupees 40,000. So this 40,000 will be shared between Preet and Kamal equally, because they have been sharing profit and losses equally here, the first line, right? Okay, so that means this 40,000 will be shared equally, means I'll put it here, Preet gets 20,000 and Kamal gets 20,000 and Rohan is getting 10,000. So this will be the actual allocation, but the guaranteed amount for Rohan is 20,000, so that has to be adjusted. Okay, now let's make the profit and loss appropriation account and see how to put this. Now first of all, this is your net profit on the credit side. The amount is 50,000, right? Now here, to Preet's capital account, now as we saw, it should be 20,000. Okay, first of all I'll just put this to Preet's capital account, to Kamal's capital account, this is also 20,000, right? And here to Rohan's capital account, this is 10,000. This is the actual allocation. Fine. Now we have to adjust that excess of rupees 10,000, that is the deficit of rupees 10,000, which will be shared by Preet and Kamal in the ratio of 3:2 here. Fine. So this has to be done now. Now see, this 10,000 into 10,000 into 3 upon 5. How much will be that? 6,000. So that will be for Preet. This is what Preet has to give to Rohan, right? And 10,000 into 2 by 5 will be equal to 4,000. Kamal has to give rupees 4,000 to Rohan, right? Okay, so this is in the ratio of 3:2, right? Now here we'll say less deficit borne, and that is 6,000. So out of his profit he is giving away rupees 6,000 to Rohan, so his share of profit is going to be only 14,000. Same way here, less deficit borne, this will be 4,000. So here it is 20 minus 4, this will be 16,000, and Rohan is actually getting the money from Preet and Kamal. So here it will be add deficit received from, you can put it like this, Preet is giving 6,000 and Kamal is giving 4,000, right? So he is getting a total of 20,000 rupees, which is his guaranteed amount. Okay, now if you look at the total of both the sides, the total of both the sides will tally now. This is 50,000 on the credit side and this is 14,000 plus 16,000, that is 30,000 plus 20,000, which is equal to 50,000. Okay, so this is how this question is to be solved, right? So basically what you have to do here is, the first thing that we do is the profit for the firm we take up, and whatever is the share that is given, according to that we calculate the profit for Rohan and then calculate the deficit. Whatever is the deficit, that will be shared among the other partners in the given ratio, that is 3:2. Okay. Now in some of the cases the deficit may not be borne by all the partners. In some of the cases the guarantee is given by only one partner, right? Supposing I just take up a small case here. Supposing I have a question like this: P and Q were partners sharing profits and losses equally. R was admitted for 1/5 share and was guaranteed an amount of rupees 20,000, right? It was further agreed that the excess payable to R over his share will be borne by P only, right? And here we are given total profit of the firm was rupees 50,000. Everything is the same, the figures I have kept the same as in the previous question. The share is also the same. The only change I have made here is it was further agreed that the excess payable to R over his share will be borne by P only. Okay, now in this case R, R's actual share will come out to 50,000 into 1/5, that is equal to 10,000. So the deficit will be equal to 20,000 is the guaranteed amount and the actual share is coming as 10,000 only, so that is 10,000. Now this deficit will be borne only by P, right? So when you make your profit and loss appropriation account, here this is your credit side here, and here. Now when we do this, we write by net profit 50,000, okay, and to P capital account 50,000, 10,000 goes to R, so the rest 40,000 will be divided equally among them. So this was 20,000. Okay, now P is to bear the whole deficit, so here it will be less deficit borne. Now the whole of 10,000 will be given by this partner only and his profit will become 10,000. To Q's capital account, now Q is not going to give anything, so that will be 20,000 only. He is not going to bear any deficit, so whatever profit is coming as per his share, that will be as it is, right? And to R's capital account, R was actually getting 10,000. Now here I will write add deficit received from P. Only P is giving, that is 10,000, and this becomes 20,000, right? So the total of both the sides here they tally. This is 50,000 and 50,000 here. Fine. So this is how we do it when only one of the partners is bearing the whole deficit, right? So depending upon what type of question is given to you, you have to basically keep in mind the agreed ratio, the old profit sharing ratio, and the ratio in which the deficit is to be borne by the existing partners, so that the guaranteed amount is given to the new partner, right? So with that, I'll come to the end of this topic on guarantee to a partner. Thank you.